Welcome. Today we're talking with Jon Prendergast. He is a Senior Vice President and Head of U.S. Payments Strategy for TD Bank. Jon is a product development executive with an extensive background using competitive insights and research to connect the dots for strategic decisions. Jon, welcome and thank you for joining us at today's Banker Digest.
Well, thanks, Larry. It's a real pleasure to be with you.
Good. All right, well, let's get started. So, Jon, as the head of payment strategy at TD, what are your key areas of responsibility?
Well, Larry, the payment strategy group at TD is really a center of excellence. We look at ourselves as the connective tissue between a number of business areas that have payments within them. We have the actual business lines of business like debit, credit, commercial, the operations teams that make sure that our payments flow properly. But our job is really to look holistically across all of them, to understand trends, emerging needs, payment systems, and then to look at opportunities to aggregate benefit across of all those business lines and develop strategies and co-create with those business lines.
Great. Well, that makes a lot of sense, Jon. Could you discuss an example or two?
Sure. I think one of the best examples recently is real-time payments.
Okay.
So we currently are part of RTP from the clearinghouse, and we've seen a huge benefit from real-time payments, both from receiving them for our customers, but also sending them. It was a lift and a build that really was difficult to rationalize from any one specific business line. But if you look at it as a platform and the benefit that this rich ISO 20022 data that you get on the platform would enable for our business lines, it made a lot of sense viewing it holistically. We've actually implemented our first use case for RTP Send with our TDAF business. And have seen fantastic results so far by enabling faster payments to our dealers. And if you think about it, a dealer wants to get that money from a loan as quickly as possible so they can go out and get more inventory.
Sure.
And so this has really differentiated us in the marketplace.
Great. That's a great example of that. So thanks, Jon. So from time to time, people talk about and get excited about the shiny new object, et cetera. So in your payment strategy work, how do you distinguish between what might be that shiny object or what might be that new home run product?
Well, Larry, I don't think there's a formula. The most important thing is to, one, be aligned with our business partners, because ultimately they're the ones who have to offer this to our customers. And to call something a shiny object is just means it doesn't have, it looks very promising, but it really doesn't have any value, long-term value.
Right.
And in doing that and making that decision, I always think that you run the risk of thinking that you know exactly what is going to happen and that you are sure about the future. So one of the most important things when you're thinking about value and real products versus shiny objects is to be honest, intellectually honest with yourself,
right,
and to constantly revisit your decision and be open to new perspectives, new facts, and new points of view from your partners. So I'll give you an example. Cryptocurrency right now, I view as not as a shiny object, but as an uncertain value proposition for our customers. It's really mostly about speculation on a lot of cryptocurrencies right now. But I recognize that in the future with, metaverse and other things coming down the road, some cryptocurrencies may take off, stable coins may take off, CBDCs may take off. And so right now, as I am researching cryptocurrencies and my team is researching cryptocurrencies, we look at them not with a desire to jump into it, but with kind of a more sober eye to say, okay, this may be something We
Right.
just need to keep an eye on it and make sure that we're ready to move as quickly as possible.
Mm-hmm. Great. Yeah. That's a good point, is that, you just don't know, which one is the passing fad and which one is the fad that becomes the kind of critical mass product that in a couple of years everybody just takes for granted as if it's been here for forever. So, so thanks, John. It's a great example of how you and your team have quite the challenge to identify, sort through these opportunities from the mass, the variety, and the quantity of information that's available to you. So thank you for sharing your insights and your approach with today's Banker Digest.
That's my pleasure, Larry.
Great. So in closing, thank you for joining today's Banker Digest. If you have additional questions for John, please see the link in his bio.